Good morning, everyone. This is Mon Kurian going live from Tiju's Academy, Tiruvalla. Hope you guys are doing good. And let's start today's session. So we have already done with the part one before. If you have watched my earlier videos, the live videos, you must have seen that I have already completed the first part, the part one section. That's a warm-up session. And most of the queries and most of the questions from our regular viewers and the regular candidates who watch my Tiju's Academy's IELTS videos was about the part two, because part one was easy for most of our candidates who watch and who practice, because it's all personal questions and you don't have to go in deep. It's all about your likes, your dislikes, what you do and what you not do. Right, other introduction they ask you about your daily activities, whether you like this or you don't like it, or what you do and what you don't do. But when it comes to the part two, or the cue card or the task card session, the second part, that's where the candidates feel a challenge. That's where they feel that it's a challenge to go ahead with part two. That's the cue card and the task card session. So I have some tips prepared for you guys today. Tips to extend speaking part 2 answers. So as you all know, what is a part 2? Part 2 you'll be given a task card or a cue card with a question and some prompts and sub questions, and you have 1 minute to prepare it, and then you go ahead and speak for 2 minutes, right? Adhe same part 1 in this first session, part 1 or the warm-up session, it's all, you get your 4 questions of introduction, and after your introduction is over, they ask you common topics related to whether you like this or you don't like, all personal related questions. And 2 or 3 or maximum of 4 sentence answer is more than enough there. But the challenge comes, as most of the candidates or the regular viewers who watch my videos, live video sessions, and whoever are practicing, the challenge comes in part 2 where you have to speak for 2 minutes. Right. So let's go ahead and see how you can extend your speaking sessions in the part 2. That's the cue card session. So tips to extend your part 2 answer. So in part 2, you have 1 minute to prepare your topic answers and speak for 2 minutes. And here is the challenge. Most candidates feel self-conscious and nervous as you have to speak on your own. And this feeling is normal. So learning how to deal with this is the first step to performing better. So you have to be careful that in 1 minute of preparation time, prepare Jidu, and then you go ahead with your speaking session. So yes, it is natural. Natural Anna, you will be self-conscious and nervous. Be it any examination, even if you're prepared 100%, there will be butterflies in your stomach. You will be nervous. So how can we go ahead and, control that nervousness a little less, make it a little less, and speak confidently and prepare and go ahead and get good scores in your part 2 or the cue card session. Namukku engane adu mumbottu nalla pole answer cheyan pattunnu. Let's look into it. So 1 minute is the preparation time. You'll be given a question with 4 sub questions, or 4 prompts, or 4 sub questions with a question. You have 1 minute, and then you prepare it, and then you go ahead speaking on it for 2 minutes. Okay, namakku adutha slide lottu pon. Let's see what you have to do. So the first thing that you can do is, when your warm-up is over, your first session is over, the examiner gives you the question sheet, question paper, and you have 1 minute of preparation time. So use this time to take notes and bullet points on the topic you have been given. Right? Keep writing until the examiner stops you. Okay, so what we do here is, we draw a column across, or a cross over it. So if you are practicing, you know how it works, right? Or a question, the 4 prompts, who, when, what, and the final one is always your experience. What was your experience? How did you feel? So in the first column, first prompt, the bullet points note that you write it down, and then in the second column, the second prompt in the second sub question there. Bullet points, what you want to say or what you need to say, note that pattern. Then you come over to the third, and then the last one, your experience or how you felt about that whole thing. Right? Angane prepare. That's how we prepare it here. And then you have to build a story. Or a story, you have to think of a story. Usually questions, it won't be related to you, right? It can be any question, and എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു question ആകാം. So make sure when you're speaking or when you're preparing, you have to go on as if you're telling a story, right? So ആ 4 കോളത്തിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് നമ്മൾ 4 prompts ഉണ്ടല്ലോ. You make sure that all your prompt bullet points and the topics that you have been given, or a bullet point, 2-3 bullet point, what you have to say in the first one, the second, the third, and the fourth. അത് എഴുതിയിട്ട്, and you keep on writing whatever ideas or thoughts come in your mind at that moment. Examination time il edokku question related, whatever thoughts is coming on your mind or whatever you're thinking, ideas endha varina, keep on writing. Don't worry about the time. The examiner, once the time is up, the examiner is going to stop you. He or she is going to stop you and tell you your time's up, now you can start speaking. So make sure that when you're speaking, when you're preparing your bullet points, get ready with your bullet points, write all the notes in your paper and keep it handy. And the moment your 1 minute is over, you can go ahead and the examiner is going to stop you, and then they'll let you know that your time is up, and you can go ahead and start speaking. So make sure you use that 1 minute of preparation time very effectively. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഐഡിയാസ് മനസ്സിൽ വരുവാണെങ്കിൽ immediately jot it down, write it down in your notepad or the paper that's been provided to you, and keep on writing the first, second, third ideas എല്ലാം എടുത്തിട്ട് and try to create a story in your mind in that 1 minute. Right, let's go to the next slide and see what's the next slide. What does the next slide say? Okay, very important part. So when you speak, right, normally സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ speak with a normal rate of speech. So what does it say? Don't rush to finish the task, as you will be left with no prompts to speak about. Chances are that you will go off topic or repeat what you have said before. So endana idu, what does it mean? So if we go, namukku 4 question, and you have been given 4 question and 4 prompts or sub questions, and you need to speak on it. So if you're rushing to finish it, പെട്ടെന്ന് തീർക്കാൻ നോക്കുവാണെങ്കിൽ what happens? You have 2 minutes and you'll finish it off in 1 minute and couple of 10 or 20 seconds, and then you will be left with nothing to say because you're already nervous and you're not getting ideas. You're very self-conscious. So what the normal person എന്താ ചെയ്യുക? നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞ സാധനം പിന്നെ അത് തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കും പറയുന്നത്. We'll be repeating you'll be repeating what you said before, right? So if you're repeating, what happens is that you're not going to get band scores. Your score is not going to increase because you're saying the same thing what you said before. And also there are chances nammal topic innovator, you will be talking about something that is not related to the topic. You will go off topic. So make sure when you're speaking, speak at a normal rate of speech and don't rush to finish the answers. Go slowly, go at a normal rate of speech. Go one by one, make a story, connect, linking words and connectors use it. Oru prompt കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് move on to the next one, then the third one and the fourth one, right? And what happens if you're slow? The rate of speech is slow. You won't be able to finish all the prompts. You'll be left with more time. You'll be left with, ഇനി സംസാരിക്കാൻ you will need time. But you just have 2 minutes. And moreover, you won't be able to convey the full message or the full preparation or whatever you have prepared. You won't be able to convey it fully. So the examiner will not be able to mark you there as well. Right? So make sure when you're speaking, you speak at a normal rate of speech. Don't be too slow because you won't be able to convey your full message. And if you're fast, you will finish with all the messages that you have prepared, all the answers that you have prepared, and you'll still be left with time. And aa samayathu endu vittum, you'll go off topic. That's natural. That's what happens most of the time. Or you'll repeat whatever you have said before. So make sure when you're practicing at home or wherever you're practicing in any institutes that you guys are going, make sure you speak at a normal rate of speech in your daily practice sessions. നമ്മൾ എല്ലാ ദിവസവും പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ടല്ലോ. So whenever you're practicing, make sure you practice. If you feel that you're speaking very fast, try to reduce that speed and come down and speak at a normal rate of speech. It's always good to record yourself whenever you're speaking, or your speaking partner. നമ്മൾ രണ്ടുപേരാണല്ലോ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So your speaking partner, ask him or her if your rate of speech is normal. Are you slow or are you going very fast? So make sure whenever you're so that your partner tells you that yes, you are very slow. You couldn't convey the whole message, the whole 4 prompts that you were given in the 2-minute mark, or else he or she will tell you, oh no, you finished it in you completed the whole task in 1 minute and 20-30 seconds, and you still had 30 or 40 seconds left, and you were repeating it, or you went off topic and you were not talking on the subject that was given to you. You were talking on a subject that was irrelevant to the question, right? So let's make sure that whenever you're practicing, speak with a normal rate of speech. Okay, നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത സ്ലൈഡ് എടുത്ത് നോക്കാം. What's the next slide? Organize your speech. Start by paraphrasing the topic and then move on to each prompts or sub-questions in a logical manner. Very good. So, endanide. Organize your speech. So, when you speak, right, you have been given a question, or a question കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്, 4 prompts ഉണ്ട്. So, whenever you start your speech, നമ്മൾ തുടങ്ങുമ്പോൾ it's always good to paraphrase the topic question. ആ question, topic question paraphrase ചെയ്തിട്ട് without changing the meaning, right? അതിൻ്റെ meaning change ചെയ്യാതെ paraphrase the question without changing the meaning, and then move on to each prompts one by one. ഒരു കഥ പറയുന്ന പോലെ, like a story. Right, and then the sub questions in a logical manner. It should be connected. What you're saying should be a question wrote the main question, and then the first, how, when, what, and slowly it should be connected. It should sound that you're telling a story in a good way. The examiner should understand നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു സബ്ജക്റ്റും വിട്ടിട്ടില്ല, ഒരു ടോപ്പിക്ക് ഒരു പ്രോംപ്റ്റും വിട്ടിട്ടില്ല, and you told a story in a very good way. So you make sure whenever you're speaking, organize your speech in a good way. And there are other tips as well when you're preparing your cue card. 1 minute time ondallo, right? When you have that 1 minute time, when you're writing down that bullet points, right? So aa samayathu thanne namakku ideas kittullo that what you're going to say, right? You have 1 minute, you have been practicing this at home and your institute, and you know that you have practiced so many days. Even if it's a question that you have never done before, it's a new question or a new topic card or a cue card that you have got, you know that you have done similar topic cards before, similar cue cards before. Idinu mumbu nammal cheyidittundu, I have done it before, and I'm not going to get worried. I know I have to go do it this way, even if it's a new. Just create a story in your mind, an idea vechittu. Make sure you paraphrase the question. Paraphrasing is always good. You can buy time. നമുക്ക് ഇച്ചിരി സമയം അവിടെ at least 10-15 seconds അവിടെ കിട്ടും by paraphrasing the question and starting. And then go ahead with one by one. First, ആദ്യത്തെ prompt you speak on the first prompt, then connect ചെയ്തിട്ട് go to the next prompt, and then to the third, and so on to the last one, the fourth one. Right? Okay. നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത് നോക്കാം. What else does it say here? Yes, that's very important. Grammar and vocabulary. Right. So wherever you're practicing, I hope your instructors or your tutors or your speaking partner is making sure that you're using the correct grammar and the vocabulary needed for that speech, or when you're saying you're not going wrong. Right. So let's see what does grammar and vocabulary idenda ivade parayunu. Make sure your answer to the question is in the correct tense, right? Past, present and future. So എന്താണ് അത് പറയുന്നത്? So task card നമുക്ക് കിട്ടും. The cue card is given to you, and you know that the cue is asking you to speak about something that happened in the past, right? Something that happened in the past. കഴിഞ്ഞ ഒരു പാസ്റ്റിൽ നടന്ന ഒരു സംഭവത്തിനെ പറ്റി അവർ ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. The question is about something that happened in the past. So make sure when you are speaking, you speak in the same tense. Pastine patti thanne you keep on talking about had, was, or what you did, or what was your experience in the past. Right? Don't make the mistake of from the past present to jump towards the future. No, you're not conveying the message you're not going according to the question. The question was asked that what you did, and you're talking about what you're going to do or what you're doing now. No. So make sure your grammar is perfect. when you're practicing, make sure ask your partner or your instructors will be helping you out there, right? Ask them or check with them whether are you going past your correct grammar ilano nikkina, correct tenses ilano nikkina. Is your tense right? Are you speaking according to what the question was or the question was given is given to you? So any questions that is directed in the past, കഴിഞ്ഞ ഒരു കാര്യത്തിൽ or what you did in the past, make sure you answer that in the past tense. Same thing goes with the present tense. Endengilum that you tell me a hobby that you or do you like reading books? Yeah, I love reading books. Angane paranjittu you start on with the tense, the correct tense, that is the present tense. What's happening or what you're doing now, right? Something that you do every day, present tense. Something that you a routine that you follow, present tense. And something that you like watching every day, present tense. You're listening to music, present tense. I love listening to music every day, every evening when I go home, or every day when I'm free, I listen to music. So make sure the present, past as well as the future. Some questions will ask you opinions related to the future, allengi future ne patti choikkum. So what do you do there? Make sure you answer yes, I would love to, allengi future tense use it. The future tense use it. You should make sure that you're talking about the future that you have not done, ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല, ചെയ്യുന്നുമില്ല. You've never done that before, you're not doing it now, but yes, you would love to do it in the future. And there is a question that water sport that you would like to do in the future, right? Angane oru question undu. If you have been practicing, there's a question that a water sport that you would like to do in the future. Ningal ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല, and you have never done it in the past, and you have never done it nowadays. ഈ അടുത്ത കാലത്തും ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല, but you would love to do it in the future. So I would love to do bungee jumping or water sport ആണെങ്കിൽ I would love to do jet ski, scuba diving or surfing, whatever. So make sure your tenses are perfectly correct, because grammar also you are 25% of your marks or your band scores depend on grammar, and vocabulary as well 25%. അടുത്ത നമുക്ക് vocabulary നോക്കാം. What does the vocabulary say? So it says make sure to use synonyms instead of repeating the same words over and over again. Very good. Any word that you're saying, right, namakku because you're not aware of other words or you're not into the reading habit, so what happens is nammal edengil oru word pidichu kazhinjittu, whenever you have it in your mind, when you've said it once, it's natural, it comes out again. So you have related, it's fed in your brain, nammude brain il fed ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് that this word means this and that's the only word that I know. No. So you have a dictionary. There are so many apps nowadays that is available. You can just download it in your phone and just look and check what is the synonym endana, check ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ ആ വേർഡിൻ്റെ, and use synonyms instead of repeating the same word over and over again. And last എന്താ നോക്കാം നമുക്ക്, use appropriate idioms if it comes to you naturally, don't force them. So idioms as well, and phrases and idioms, phrasesum idiomsum, right? So idioms ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് ഭാഷാ പ്രയോഗങ്ങളാണ്. So idioms, there are lots of scenarios, lots of situation, and native speakers either they use it in their day to day talk. In native speakers, people, whenever you watch any of these Western movies, or whenever you watch any of these English dramas or soap operas, you will come to know that idioms are commonly used. They use it, but it comes to them naturally. It should match with the context what you're saying. Don't force it. So for example, a cup of tea, it's a common idiom that most of our candidates use it. Cup of tea, it's not my cup of tea. What does cup of tea means? It's very easy. Cup of tea means it valare easy aanu. It's very easy. So make sure when you're practicing idioms, it comes to you naturally. You don't force them, because the examiner will immediately come to know that you're forcing your idioms and it's not coming out naturally. And also the idiom that you're going to use or you're going to say that time should match with the context that time. ആ ചോദ്യത്തിനോട് മാച്ച് ചെയ്യണം. It should match with that question or the answer. It shouldn't be something not at all related. So it doesn't make sense putting idiom that is not related to the context. A cup of tea means, if you guys are practicing, cup of tea means very easy. Can you put it in a task where it's very hard and which you cannot do and say that yes, it's a cup of tea, but later you're saying I cannot do this task, or it's very tough, I'm sorry, I'm going to leave it, I cannot do it, it's not my cup of tea, it's very hard. So make sure whenever you using idioms, it should come naturally and you don't force them, because the examiner is going to come to know immediately that you're forcing your idioms and it's not coming to you naturally. Right. And let's see what's in the last slide. Practice makes perfect. This is the idiom. You guys will know. So what does it say? Practice makes perfect. Practice your part 2 session using these tips for a good band score. Very true. So all this will come to you naturally, or all this will be easy for you. It will calm you down better on your examination day. How? By practicing. That's the only way. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങൾ practice ചെയ്യുവാണെങ്കിൽ every day. Because what happens is you speak only when you are practicing English. Apart from that, we speak our mother tongue. You may be practicing for 15 to 20 or 25 to a maximum in half an hour in 24 hours. That is the only time you are speaking in English. The other 23 and a half hours is in Malayalam or other regional languages, or your native language or your native mother tongue. Aanallo. So this half an hour is not enough. You have to, if that's the only time you're getting to speak in English or practice, so make sure your practice is fruitful. It should be fruitful. It should, it should come out when you're practicing, and when you go to the exams, it should show that yes, your practice was perfect. You practice and you got a good band score. So make sure in your practice sessions, wherever you're practicing at home or in any institute, that extend your answers, you do this. And moreover, don't limit that 2-minute time. Nammal 2-minute parayatilla that you have to finish it in 2 minutes. So make sure that you go ahead and when you speak, make it to 2 minutes and 25 or 30 seconds. That's the best thing. So you get more ideas and you can use more idioms and more phrasal verbs. Right. So that's all for today from me, Mon Korean, and I'll see you next time with a different practice session and a different slide about the speaking sessions. Hope you guys practice well. Take care. Goodbye. God bless.